Hello, and welcome to my outdoor learning laboratory. Are you feeling a little anxious about AI? Don't worry, you're not alone. I actually felt that way a year ago, despite the fact that I was actually working on strategic innovations around AI implementation. But when it came to Gen AI, I didn't think that was really where I wanted to move. So I was looking to shift to healthcare or back into organizational change management. But what I've come to realize is the anxiety that I was feeling is probably what you are feeling as well. And I understand that there's 5 reasons, triggers, that the brain has that when we're feeling anxious, that shifts us into fight or flight mode. And that's when our brain literally checks out. So to stay engaged and stay focused, you got to be able to handle these 5 triggers. So what I want to do is share with you what those 5 are, how they relate to AI, and more importantly, how can you shift your mindset and thinking to prevent AI anxiety from having a negative impact in your life. So this is the SCARF model, started by David Rock, and I've used this in my global leadership programs for a decade. And what I love about it is, regardless of where you grew up, what company you work in, or your individual personalities, these things all manifest themselves for different ways for different people. And it allows us to kind of take a look and help you analyze, hey, what are you feeling and why? So number 1 is status. Obviously, this is the most important. It's often subconsciously about our titles or the respect that we get, the involvement we have at work. And you know, with AI coming on board, who knows exactly how that's going to shift and change. So those are the things that comes up, right, for us when we think about, hey, how is this going to impact my livelihood? Number 2 is certainty. It's closely related because it's looking forward to have some clarity on where things are moving. Who knows where things are moving, right? They're moving so fast. That's the challenge here. So understanding that AI is constantly evolving, and you got to stay, you don't have to stay informed on everything, but understanding where do I need to learn and how do I involve myself in that process. Autonomy. This is having a say on things. Right now, decisions are being made about how AI is being used that we don't have any say in. So there's got to be find some ways to get actively involved in that process. Relatedness. This is the connection that we have with other humans. Maybe we're a little bit too focused on our phones or devices and not enough time engaged in conversations about AI and its impact in our jobs. Finally, it's fairness. And so, is this a level playing field on how things are going to get implemented? So, those are the kind of things that emerge, from within inside that trigger us when we're feeling anxious about AI. Now, this is natural and preventable. That's the most important thing. You can shift your mindset and your way of thinking around this. So let's go through them again. Status. What can we do around that? So number 1 is, how can you integrate AI into your job and your work? How can you elevate the outputs that you create? Prompting is number 1 priority for your learning, because the better you prompt, the better the outcomes that you can create. Number 2 is certainty. What can we do around setting a course of action, getting actively involved in projects? I think first and foremost, being willing to experiment and try things out on your own or in small groups. That way you get some more clarity on how this might be beneficial for you in the long run. Autonomy. Being able to articulate how you think things should go and being able to speak up, finding different ways. You can even role play this stuff with AI to practice having a conversation with your boss or others. Simple, easy ways to use AI to help you prepare. Relatedness. Have more conversations with individuals about their uncertainty and what they see coming up. I think for me, seeing the new different use cases and other people are using that sparks my imagination and makes me more hopeful of, oh, these are the new ways that we can utilize this. And finally, the fairness aspect. You need to be the one that helps mitigate some of the bias that can come in this. So when things are, hey, how are we actively engaged in the process of collaboratively creating prompts so that it's not just one person's biased way of thinking that drives a specific outcome for AI. So hopefully that helps. Number one, relax. This is a natural feeling that's coming up for you. Breathe, but don't let AI anxiety rule or interfere with your ability to move forward and integrate this into your professional career. If you need some help and want some practice, I'm having some workshops later this fall. Would love to have you join us in the experiment using AI collaboratively in a workshop environment. Who knows? You might turn out to be the person who loves it a year from now.